Hello everyone, and welcome to today's yoga practice. My name is Dominique, and today's yoga practice will be a somatic yoga flow. Somatic yoga focuses on awareness, sensation, and connection with the body to help relieve tension and calm the nervous system. The language of the nervous system is often referred to as somatics, or the felt sense. So essentially today we are focusing on our internal experience. As we move throughout the flow today, I invite you to move intuitively based on how you are feeling internally. No props are required for this practice. However, I do recommend 2 yoga blocks or any other props that will help you feel supported in your practice. We will get started in a heel sit. So if you have yoga blocks and if it's more comfortable for you to sit on your yoga blocks, I invite you to do so. And then once you are comfortable, we allow the gaze to become soft, or perhaps the eyes close. We start with a quick scan of the body, starting at the crown of the head, moving down through the face, the neck, the shoulders, the torso, the arms, the hips, the legs, and the feet. Awareness to where our body is in space. Awareness to how the clothes feel pressed against our skin. Awareness to how our legs feel pressed against the mat. Then begin to shift the awareness to the breath. First, we will localize the awareness only to the navel space. So we focus on how the breath feels in the navel space as we inhale and exhale. Then begin to shift your awareness to the chest. Notice the sensations in the chest as you inhale and exhale. Next, the awareness comes to our nose. Notice the sensations as you inhale and exhale. Let that go, and wherever you are in your breath cycle, empty the breath completely. Together we inhale through the nose. Open mouth, sigh, release. Again, inhale through the nose. Open mouth, sigh, release. Last one, inhale. Exhale, let that go. If the eyes are closed, begin to flutter them open. We'll start with some shoulder lifts. So we lift them up towards the ears and back down. Then up towards the ears, back and down. Up towards the ears, back and down. Keep with that. Notice how the muscles in your neck, your shoulders, your traps, your upper back, how they feel. And then perhaps you would like to switch the direction. This time they go back up, forward, back up, forward, back up, forward. Again, bringing the awareness to how the muscles feel as we invite these shoulder circles in. We let that go. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Gaze goes up towards the fingertips. As you exhale, bend through the elbows. Inhale again, gaze goes up. Perhaps there's a little arch in your low back. Exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, extend. Exhale, bend and release the hands to low back. Interlace the fingers at low back, roll shoulders up towards the ears, slide them down the back, and then just remain here. Perhaps you drop right shoulder to right ear. A lot of us carry tension in our neck, so notice what you feel as you open the left side of the neck. Do you want to stay still, or do you want to add a little bit of movement by bringing the chin down towards the armpit and back up? Move in a way that feels intuitive and organic to you and your body today. And then we meet where we started, and we lift the chin back to center. You can switch the interlace of the fingers. Arms are still behind the back. And this time we'll drop left ear to left shoulder. You can close your eyes. That might help you with the mind-body connection. And notice the sensation on the right side of the neck as we open and find length. Do you want to stay still, or would you like to bring your chin over towards left armpit? Do you want to floss or not? Move intuitively based on what you are feeling. It might be different on this side, and that's okay. And then we all meet where we started and bring chin back to parallel. So we'll go ahead and lift ourselves up off of the ankles and the block. If you were sitting on a block, move it to the side. We face towards the top of our mat, and then just give your feet a little pitter patter. Bring some blood flow back if it felt as though it was restricted, and then let that go. We'll move through cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Exhale, round through the back as the chin comes to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Exhale, round. Take your time as you flow through your cat-cow. And notice what you feel. When you round through the back, does it feel sticky? Does in between the shoulder blades feel tight and make you want to stay there? Or do you feel like your body just needs to flow back and forth freely and organically in and out of each shape? And perhaps you feel as though you do not want to move in a linear way, and perhaps you want to move into sort of a dancing lion, moving in a way that isn't necessarily even or traditional, allowing yourself to explore. See how the movement affects you, how it feels. And if at any time the mind starts to wander, bring yourself back to the breath. We have a couple of more rounds of breath here to play. And then we all meet in a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips for down dog. And then go ahead and pedal through the feet here. What do you need in your down dog today? Is it stillness? Is it movement? Adjust accordingly. Perhaps you started with the pedal and decided, that's not for me today, and that's okay. You can also play around with feet being a little bit wider, rocking the hips left and right, moving in a way that you find a circular motion with your hips. Explore, notice, no attachment or judgment. Eventually we find stillness in down dog, and then walk both hands and feet towards one another, towards center of the mat. Feet will be hips width distance. Drop the crown of the head to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. We flow here. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. How does your body want to organically move? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, and hold. Now you can grab opposite elbows here if you would like. You can yogi toe lock big toes. There's so many options here as far as keeping one leg straight while the other one bends. You can just stay static. Where do you want to go in this forward fold? What happens when you allow yourself to explore? As you explore, what do you notice about your internal experience? It's okay for you to try on a few different variations. The shapes you're making don't have to make sense to anyone except for you. And as always in a somatic yoga class, we bring awareness without judgment. Eventually, we all find stillness in a forward fold with our hands down towards the mat. We'll walk our feet a little bit wider than hips width distance, heels in, toes out. And then roll yourself up only to the point where your hands can come to your inner thighs. And then you're in kind of like a squat position. Fingertips face towards the inner thighs, palms out towards the outer thighs. We're moving into a cat-cow variation here. So inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Exhale, round, tuck the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Exhale, round, tuck the chin. Keep moving. Do you want to stay forward and back, or do you want to invite in a side to side movement as you arch through the back? So if you're adding the side to side, you'll rock the hips towards the left as you round, bring everything back to neutral as you arch, and then rock the hips to the right as you round, everything back to neutral as you arch. You can even just hold and make some hip circles, whatever your body needs. Allow yourself the freedom to express. Then eventually we all fold back down, extend through the legs. Walk the hands forward, walk the feet back, down dog. Bring the knees down to the earth, untuck the toes, hands are underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift right hand up towards the ceiling, gaze goes up. Exhale, thread right arm underneath left, or in thread the needle. So it's your choice where you would like to progress from here, depending on how you feel. You can keep left hand framing the face, or you can bring it up towards left hand corner of the mat. You can keep both hips level. You can find a rock. You can even extend your left leg back. It's completely up to you, whichever variation you would like to take. Just make sure you're moving intuitively based off of how you're feeling. About 3 more rounds of breath to play. And then eventually we all meet with left hand framing the face. As you press through left hand, open all the way up into a supported side plank with right leg extended long and right arm overhead. Really press your right foot into the ground, create length and space. And then start to find arm circles with right arm. You can stay in one direction or switch to the other one, your choice. And then we all meet with right hand overhead, stretch long. And then release back to a tabletop, into a child's pose. Walk the hands forward, sit the hips back, forehead to the knees. Awareness to the body as we remain in stillness. Perhaps you scan through the body again. This time starting at the fingertips, down the arms, the crown of the head, the face, the neck, down through the torso, the legs, the hips, the feet. How does the breath feel as you inhale and exhale? What can you change to invite more breath in? Then very gently begin to press yourself back up into a tabletop. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Right hand stays planted. Inhale, lift left hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread left arm underneath the right. Same thing on this side as we did the other side. You can keep right hand where it is. You can slide it to the upper right hand corner of the mat. You can stay still. You can rock the hips. You can extend one leg back. It's entirely up to you. Choose what you need now, depending on how you feel. Three more rounds of breath to play. And then we all meet with right hand framing the face, press through right palm, release all the way open into a supported side plank, left arm overhead, left leg long, press left foot down into the ground. Find a stretch all through left side of body, and then invite the arm circles in. And again, you can alternate the direction or stay in one direction. And then we all meet with left arm overhead and release. Cross at the ankles, come into a seated position. Integrity through the spine for our simple seat. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist over towards the right. Left hand on right knee, right hand on either a block or earth behind you. Gaze beyond left shoulder. Notice the sensation in your neck, middle of your back, behind your shoulder blade. Can you twist a little bit deeper to relieve a little bit more tension? slowly release, come back to center. Hands come on top of the knees, and then start to make circles with your torso. So as you come forward, there's a little bit of an arch, and as you come back, there's a little bit of a round. You can close your eyes here if you would like. Just connect. Perhaps you switch directions. And you might even notice that you can actually feel the stress leaving your body as you move. One more circle. And then we all come back to neutral. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist towards the left. Right hand to left knee, left hand on a block or the earth behind. Gaze beyond left shoulder. Invite the awareness back into the neck, the space in between the shoulder blades. Can you twist a little bit deeper to find a little bit more of a release? Then release. We come back to center. This time we plant both feet on the mat. Both knees are bent. If you have blocks, you can use them here. If you don't, I'll show you an option without blocks. So if you have your blocks, balls of the feet will stay planted. The blocks will come out. So you're kind of in like a Y shape with your arms, and you'll release yourself forward. If you do not have blocks, you'll lift the balls of the feet off of the mat, and then you'll grab for either your ankles or the blades of your feet as you drop the forehead to the knees. So there's different variations for you depending on how you feel and or the props that you have. In either expression, bring awareness again to the space between the shoulder blades. That's a space where a lot of us store a lot of tension. How can you direct the breath there to find a little bit more length and to let some of the tension go? If at any time, if it's too intense, you can always just bring the arms to the shins. Plenty of variations for how you're feeling today. And the more you bring your chin to your chest, the deeper you will feel the stretch. Equal and opposite energy through the hands, the arms, the back, the chin. The sensations may start to bring up frustration for you. Just bring awareness and let it go. No attachment or judgment. Allow the stress to leave the body. With each breath, perhaps you feel a little bit more length, a little bit more space. Cultivating an embodied experience. And we all meet with the arms on top of the shins as we keep the chin tucked towards the chest. And then slowly start to make your way up. We extend both legs long, integrity through the spine, and start to fold over the legs. Perhaps the hands come towards the ankles, the feet, or maybe the calves.
Releasing tension through the low back, the back of the legs. You can even give yourself a little foot massage here. Maybe crack your toes. I love to place my fingers in between the toes. Just practice some self-love, self-care. Notice how this shape makes you feel. Notice the sensations that arise as you try on different variations. A variation can be something as simple as stillness. Then slowly release and make your way back up. Feet will plant, knees will bend. Scoot yourself a little bit closer towards the heels. Grab for the back of the legs and roll yourself down. Walk the feet in closer towards the glutes. Left foot stays planted, right knee into the chest. Give it a squeeze. And then bring outside right ankle on top of left thigh, figure 4 shape. Perhaps left hand comes to left hip and right hand is on inside of right leg. Flex through right foot. Find the stretch through the hip here. Awareness to the sensations in the right hip. Another place that we store a lot of tension. Perhaps you would like to take this into a reclined pigeon as you lift left foot off the earth, hands interlace behind left leg. Your choice of stillness or a rock left and right. Eventually, we all meet in stillness. And then you can go ahead and find your way into a supine twist. So you have a few variations. You can either just drop the legs just as they are over towards the left, or you can wrap your right leg over your left, shift your hips, and allow the legs to fall over towards the left. Whichever expression of a supine twist that you are taking, you'll want to make sure both of your shoulder blades are on the mat, and you'll open up your right arm. You can either have the right arm straight or you can bend at the elbow, your choice. And I always like to bring my opposite arm over the legs to help assist with the stretch. You can close your eyes to help cultivate the awareness of the sensations you're feeling. Creating space for the internal experience. A couple more rounds of breath. Then slowly begin to release the twist. Shift the hips, both knees into the chest, and then start to find some hip circles. Both knees come into the chest. This time, left knee stays in as right foot plants on the mat. There comes a point in class where I feel like I want my eyes to be closed the whole time because it just helps with that mind-body connection and cultivating awareness. I'm not sure if you feel the same, but try it on. See how it feels. We make our way into that figure 4 shape, right hand, right hip, left hand inside of left leg, flex through left foot. Notice the experience you're having in this shape. No attachment or judgment, just awareness. And then if you would like, you can begin to make your way into a reclined pigeon as you lift right foot off the earth, hands interlace behind right leg. Your choice of stillness or a rock left and right. Eventually, we all meet in stillness. And then prepare to make your way into your supine twist. Whichever variation of the legs works best for you. Take your time as you find that shape. And then your choice of a straight left arm or a bent one. Again, I have my right hand draped over my legs to help assist in the twist. Both shoulder blades are planted. Notice what comes up for you in this shape. A couple more rounds of breath here. Soak in your experience. Slowly release the twist, shift the hips, knees into the chest. Now you have a couple of options here. You can either make your way into a happy baby, a waterfall pose, a sleeping tiger, legs up the wall, whatever you need. I'm going to make my way into a happy baby because that's what I feel I need right now. So hopefully that encourages you to take whichever shape feels best for you in this moment. And if you're next to a wall and you chose to take legs up the wall, you can stay there. Otherwise, we will all meet in a waterfall. And you can either use your hands to support your legs, keep them alongside the body or up towards the ceiling. And maybe you invite some movement. You don't have to stay still. What feels organic for you? And if you chose legs up the wall, bring your knees into your chest. And if you're in a waterfall, same thing, knees into the chest. Then we all prepare for our final Shavasana. So you'll go ahead and extend one leg and then the other. You can keep your arms alongside the body, or you can bring left hand to the chest and right hand to the navel space. We'll start with a body scan. So bring your awareness to the crown of your head and imagine a light shining at the crown of your head. The light moves down to the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, and then encompasses the whole entire face. Awareness to your face and where it is in space. The awareness shifts down to the neck, your shoulders, your collarbones. And the light begins to travel down the torso, down the back, the arms, all the way down to the hands. As the light shifts, the awareness heightens. And the light begins to travel down to the hips, the pelvic bowl, the upper legs, the lower legs, and the feet. The light quickly travels back up all the way towards the head, illuminating the entire body. Energy flowing and beaming throughout the entire body, allowing you to bring awareness to the body on the mat, the position of the body in space. And as the illumination begins to dim, the awareness shifts to the breath. The inhales and exhales. How the breath feels in the body. And as always, if you would like, you can pause the video and remain here with the awareness on your breath, allowing yourself to sink heavy, allowing yourself to just exist. When you're ready for movement, first imagine the breath traveling up through the soles of the feet, through the legs, up through the body, out of the crown of the head, then back down the crown of the head, through the body, down the legs, and out the feet. Bring that back in, through the feet, legs, body, out of the crown of the head, in through the crown of the head, down the body, the legs, and out of the feet. As the breath travels, it brings energy with it. Just enough energy that you could start to wiggle the toes and the fingers, roll at the wrists and the ankles, move the limbs. Perhaps arms come overhead as inner ankles come together and you stretch long through the body, allowing low back to lift. And then knees come into the chest. If the eyes are closed, perhaps you start to flutter them open. You can invite a rock in. In your choice, if you would like to move into a fetal pose, or if you would like to start rocking forward and back to make your way into a seat. However you chose to make your way to a seat, that is where we meet. Then we'll bring our hands on top of the thighs, allow the eyes to close, integrity through the spine, and just notice. Notice the shift in how you feel now versus when you began the practice. Then offer gratitude to the practice and to yourself for taking the time to take care of you, to cultivate this internal experience. Pray our hands together, thumbs pressed to the third eye. Today we invite thoughts of love, compassion, healing, and positivity. Lower the thumbs to the mouth. Today we speak words of love, compassion, healing, and positivity. Lower the thumbs to the chest. Today
We open our hearts to give and receive love, compassion, healing energy, and positivity. If eyes are closed, you can keep them closed or flutter them open. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. We bow. And as we close out the practice, please let me know if you enjoyed by hitting the like button below and leaving a comment for me. Thank you again for being a part of this beautiful practice, and I will see you soon. Have a great day.